It's time to learn Chinese. That's what I should be saying to the Portland Trail Blazers players and fans, because as long as young Hansen is on that roster, you better make sure you know where and when to get him the basketball, because I don't care if he's not fluent in English.
Hi, I'm interested in you as a person. What are some of your interests?
All-time sleep. I like PS5. I like eat.
He is fluent in getting buckets. And if Summer League wasn't convincing enough, he's doing exactly the same in preseason. 16 points in one quarter. You heard me. And these weren't just any 16 points. Look here as he sets the screen. He gets the ball at the three-point line, pump fakes Eubanks, goes behind the back, spins off him, and then the finish. And if you want to know why Eubanks fell for that pump fake, it's because just a couple of minutes before, Young was spotting up in the corner and knocked down the three. And in this one quarter of basketball, we got to see exactly why the Portland Trail Blazers drafted Young 16th overall. Not only hitting threes and going behind his back, but also blocking shots. And of course, it is not a Young Hansen video without him dropping an absolute dime.
Point Blazers lead. Sissoko up top. Gives it up to Hansen on the wing near side. Right hand to a beautiful feed to Sharp. Double clutch jam!
This is more than just a few nice buckets and a couple of dimes. We are now seeing not only why the Blazers took a gamble and drafted young Hansen so early, we are already seeing what he can do in the NBA. I want you to watch this play right here. He gets the rebound, kicks it ahead, continues running the floor, and at full speed, he gets the ball back, and pause here. Look where he hits Eubanks. That is not an angle that you should be able to make a layup at. The coordination that takes at his size moving that fast at that angle after being bumped, there are probably less than 10 centers in the NBA that can do that. And I know some people will look at it as just a layup, but basketball is a game of angles, and that's one of the most difficult angles you can have on a layup, and you just don't see big men making those kinds of shots. You also don't see big men pump faking defenders, going behind the back, spinning around, and finishing smoothly. We don't know how good young Hansen will be, and you could say that for every young player in the NBA, even Cooper Flag. There are some concerns over his foot speed and lateral quickness on defense, but with his level of size and skill, there is just no way he won't be a good offensive player in the NBA. And that's without mentioning what he can do as a playmaker. That was his only assist from the game against the Kings, but we saw it in the CBL and we saw it in Summer League. His vision is special. I mean, even that one assist he had, look at the absolute dime it is to Shaedon Sharpe. And this is what makes Young so dangerous. He can get the ball in the high post, and the Blazers have options. You have a guy like Shaedon who can come for the dribble handoff and then either get his shot off or find Young in the pick and roll. But if the defense is too aggressive trying to stop Shaedon or Drew from getting the handoff, they can backdoor cut and Young will find them. Just look at him on this play, get the ball at the three-point line. His guard is being pressed high, so he cuts backdoor, and in a crowd of defenders, he just drops it on the money. Or this play, which is just sexy. It just is. He has the ball out top again, and once again, with the defense trying to prevent that handoff, he cuts backdoor, and look at the whip pass from Young over the top. How many centers in the NBA can make a pass like that? How many? And his scoring ability is only going to improve this, because it's only going to force defenders further up, and it's only going to create more space in behind, particularly if he's a shooting threat. Because what you see on these clips is not only is he diming these players, but look at what is in common. There is no rim protector, which is the value of having a center that is such a great passer, because they are bringing out the opposition's best rim protector, and in behind is normally a free lane, or at worst, there will be a wing waiting at the rim. And the scariest part is he's on a team with Shaedon Sharpe, Denny Avdia, Tamani Kamara, Jeremy Grant. What do all of these guys have in common? They are long, they are athletic, they can handle the ball, and they can cut. Players like Young, Jokic, Şengün, they are special. But the way they play, it's important to have the right pieces around them to maximize how special they are. And what makes me really excited about Portland is they have those pieces. And when you see him making that dime to a guy like Shaedon Sharpe, look at how effortlessly he gets up for the dunk. Or Jeremy Grant, Denny Avdia, these guys are going to get to the rim in a flash off those backdoor cuts. And it's not just on offense either. Everything I mentioned about those guys before applies to defense. Well, aside from Shaedon Sharpe, but they have Drew Holiday. And this is important because I don't like the narrative that he is a bad defensive player. I don't believe that. We saw him have 3 blocks in 18 minutes against the Kings. He was the defensive player of the year in the CBL. He looked good at times in Summer League. He's not terrible defensively, but we do know the NBA is more athletic. It is quicker. There is more shooting. You are forced to do so much more defensively as a center, and that lack of foot speed can be a problem for all bigs, young included. But when you have a team with guys who can fight around screens and disrupt the opposition guards, it means he can focus on his strengths, which is playing in drop coverage and using his size to block shots and grab rebounds. It is a cliche, but defense really is a team game. We've seen Rudy Gobert, a 4-time defensive player of the year, get exposed when the players around him aren't good enough defensively. We've seen Giannis struggle defensively. It matters who's around him, and Young has the right pieces. And there was one other part of this performance that stood out to me. I mentioned it briefly, but this shot right here, this is not something he was supposed to be doing, particularly as a rookie. I know we see a lot of bigs step out and take some threes from the top of the key, particularly during preseason, and we saw him hit a couple of threes in the Summer League, but spotting up in the corner and looking confident taking that shot in semi-transition, that's an entirely different level from a big man to taking a pick and pop 3 from the top of the key. And I think it shows not only his confidence, but his willingness to make that 3-point shot a part of his game. If he is practicing and making corner threes, he is locked in on improving that part of his game, which again, just opens up the lane for him to then pump fake defenders and get to the rim. And like I mentioned, it's not just about opening up the lane for himself, but it draws the opposition big man out as well, which opens up the floor for him as a playmaker. And when people talk about Jokic, they always mention his size, his passing, his presence in the post. His shooting touch is what never gets mentioned. And if Young wants to be truly elite in today's NBA, that shooting touch is going to be crucial. It is going to be a skill that opens up the rest of the floor for him and his teammates in ways that just otherwise won't be possible. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of the video and want to see more content like this going forward, consider subscribing. It's free. Dropping a like would be cool. Most importantly, have a great day.